Hello, my friends. A few nights ago, I released a video that had a few inaccuracies, and I had not seen any of the comments until today. Normally, I try to be there right when it goes live and, start hearting a lot of the comments that are there early and things like that. But while I do consider this a job, it is not my full-time job, and I got caught up in a lot of other things and I wasn't able to pay as close attention as I like to the comments. And so it wasn't until I was scheduling my latest video that I went back and checked some of the comments from the law video and saw that people were not happy with it. So I privated the video just because I wasn't sure what the problem was. And I started reading through the comments and stuff to try to figure out what was going on. And in that video, I shared an email from somebody who said they were a law student. And I'm going to explain a little bit about the law student and the email, but I shared the email. I shared the information. So any inaccuracies are my responsibility. And some people thought it might be Amber, which it was not. I was not able to vet that they were a law student, but I was able to vet that they were not Amber. Almost every email I get, the first thing I think is, could this be Amber? But I was able to look into this person's business website and social media and stuff like that. And I am confident it is not Amber. And to be fair to them, once I saw the comments, I went to my email and they had emailed me. And they did say some of the criticisms in the comments were valid. And they had made a couple mistakes. And they said they felt stupid. They felt bad for making those mistakes. So, take that for what you will. But in the end, I'm the one that shared the email on my video on my channel. So if the information is incorrect, that's on me. That old saying, the buck stops with me, because I chose to put it on my channel. And, in that video, aside from the email, I also was talking about whether or not Tammy's reputation had been harmed. And I used some examples of some interactions she was having online and kind of using her online reputation as the basis for whether or not I thought she had suffered damages to her reputation. And yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see that that is kind of a weird stretch. Even though she sounds happy online, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's happy behind the scenes. And so that really can't be used on either side, right? It can't be used to prove that she has not been harmed, and it really can't be used to prove that she has either. Because, people tend to try to portray themselves in a specific light when they're in people's chats and when they're posting comments and stuff like that. And a lot of times they try to sound happier than they are. So yeah, that's fair. I will concede that that was not a great way to judge her reputation by her comments online. So, okay. But as far as the lawsuit goes, ultimately, regardless of what the law student said, I still don't think it's going to go to trial. And I hope I'm wrong. And you know what? I just spent a bunch of time recording several examples and statistics and reasons why I don't think it's going to go to court. But it doesn't really matter. Like, in the end, it's just my opinion. And really, the last video was just an opinion too, but there were some inaccuracies. And I think it's fair to be called out when those inaccuracies show themselves. So in the end, I appreciate those of you who called out that video. And some of you were nicer than others. But if nothing else, this was sort of a wake-up call to do better when it comes to sharing some of the information I'm getting through emails. Because while it would be very difficult for me to completely vet everything everybody says in some of these emails, some of them I just find interesting and I can't know for sure all of it is accurate. So while I may not always be able to avoid the mistake, it's another wake-up call to pay attention to my comments more frequently so that I can catch those mistakes quicker. It was not lost on me that I released a video talking about accountability right after I just unceremoniously and mysteriously privated a video that people didn't like. But I wanted to take a minute to talk about it and make sure that you guys know that I saw your comments and I wanted to address them as soon as I could. And if I missed something, if I overlooked an issue that was brought up in the comments, let me know. But as always, I really do appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.